Hey everybody, my name is Lowell and welcome to the channel. So we have a reaction video. Now, this is 5 British words that Americans find rude or weird. So let's jump in and let's see if we know the words and if we use them ourselves. So let's jump in. Let's have a look at this.
I've officially passed the 12-month mark of living in America, and this has to be the biggest shock to me. There are a lot of differences between our two countries, but thankfully we speak the same language. So adjusting isn't as hard as it would be if you moved somewhere where you had to learn a new one. But even though we do speak the same language, so many words we use in England either mean something completely different here, or worse, are considered rude. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants to accidentally be rude. So thanks to the people who commented on my videos, I've learned that I've actually been walking around either boldly insulting people in their own homes or just sounding completely odd to Americans. So here are the top 5 words I've learned about since moving to the US. So the first word I'm only aware of thanks to the people who watched my Gettysburg video and pointed it out. Otherwise, I would have continued using this word, ignorantly insulting people every time I went to their house. And that word is homely. In England, it's a compliment to go to someone's home and say, your house is so homely. It means...
Homely? Yeah, it means like you have a nice house. It's cozy. It's homely. It's...
home-like. You know, it's nice. It's comfortable and welcoming.
Yeah.
Much to my shock, in America, it means ugly. This is what a couple of people who...
How does homely mean ugly? You have a nice house. It's very homely. It's not, it's, How does that mean ugly?
Who commented on my Gettysburg visit video that I posted a few weeks ago, let me know. I saw the comments and I went straight to Google feeling really confused. And yep, homely in America means lacking in physical beauty or proportion. So you can imagine my shock and embarrassment because I've been going to American people's homes complimenting their home.
Oh my God. Imagine going to somebody's home and saying, oh, your home is very homely. They're like, oh my God, she doesn't like us.
When in fact, I've been insulting them and no one corrected me. So please, if any more words pop up on my channel, please correct me. But now I know the word to use instead of homely is homey. I don't understand this one at all.
It's homey? That doesn't sound right. Is that right? That doesn't sound right.
No, the word to use instead of homely is homey. I don't understand this one at all. I don't understand how homely can mean ugly. This one is really, really strange to me. I honestly didn't believe the comment on my channel when I first saw it. I was really confused. But I will definitely make sure to never use the word again whilst I'm in America. So thank you for commenting and letting me know. Now here's another unfortunate rude one. Rubber. In England.
Now, I know this one. I have used this one on a live stream while I was doing pumpkin carving a couple of years ago. I came across, I was doing, you know, etching the picture on the pumpkin I was going to carve. I was doing it in pencil and I said, oh, I need to rub something out. I better get my rubber. And obviously everybody in the chat went, oh my God, what are you talking about? A rubber. You rub stuff out. It's a rubber. It's like, no, that's not a rubber. It's like, that's what we call it, a rubber. I even have merch that says it's a rubber with a picture of an eraser, if you're American. I know this one. I know this one personally. You don't like the word rubber. That's what we call it in Australia. You got any rubbers, mate?
A rubber is what kids keep in their pencil cases at school. It means a razor. My daughter has loads of rubbers for when she's drawing. So imagine my shock when I found out if I ask her where her rubber is to an American, it sounds like I'm asking where the condom is, which is obviously not something you want to do. So I have to be very conscious of saying a razor to my daughter so she doesn't ask for a rubber at preschool. Otherwise, she'll end up in class asking her teacher for a condom instead of something to fix her pencil.
I always remember that. People in chat were going off their head.
Otherwise, she'll end up in class asking her teacher for a condom instead of something to fix her pencil mistakes. Definitely not the kind of parent-teacher conversation I want to be having. In fact, I've been told if you walk into a shop in the US and ask for a rubber, You won't be pointed towards the stationery aisle, you'll likely get pointed toward the pharmacy section. So while some people might understand you in context, like if you're holding a pencil, it's much safer to just say eraser here in America. The third word isn't rude or insulting, thankfully. I'm saving the worst one for the end. But it's important to know to make sure you're getting what you actually want and not to be shocked. Now, it's widely known in England that chips in America is what we English people call crisps, so we don't need to learn that one. But what isn't widely known is that biscuit in America is not what it is in England. In England, a biscuit is a sweet, crunchy snack, like what Americans call a cookie. You dunk it in your tea and it softens just enough without falling apart. Think digestives, hobnobs.
Now, if you watch my channel, you know I've been through all of this, and I've actually made biscuits and gravy too. I know all about this little biscuits and, biscuits in America and biscuits in the UK. We call them biscuits here, sweet biscuits you'd have with a cup of tea. We don't have biscuits like Americans do here in Australia at all. So I know.
Tea and it softens just enough without falling apart. Think digestives, hobnobs, custard creams. Those are biscuits to us in England. In America, a biscuit is completely different from the British version. It's not crunchy or sweet at all. It's a soft, fluffy, buttery bread roll, almost like a savory scone. Americans usually eat biscuits warm, split open with butter, honey, or jam, or the classic way I've been told about is smothered in gravy. So if you're in America and you ask for a biscuit with your tea, don't be surprised when you get handed a bread roll covered in gravy instead of a hobnob. The fourth word is dummy. When we first moved here, my daughter used a dummy, which in America is a pacifier or a binky. So when I would say, "Where's your dummy?" to my daughter, or ask my husband where the dummy is, people we were with were probably thinking that we were really weird and finding the word dummy for pacifier.
I've never used the word pacifier in my life. We always call it a dummy here too, for sure.
We're probably thinking that we were really weird and finding the word dummy for pacifier.
It's short for dummy teat. That's what it is. It's a substitution, while you're not feeding. That's what it's short for, dummy teat. So
we're probably thinking that we were really weird and finding the word dummy for pacifier even offensive. In both England and America, it can be a childish insult, but to call a pacifier a dummy in America, it's generally not a thing, and you're just going to look really weird. And the final word, luckily this one does not apply to me because I don't smoke, but a lot of my family members who do smoke have visited me here in America. And in England, a cigarette is widely called a fag. In that context, it's completely normal slang. You'll hear people say, "I'm going out for a fag," and nobody thinks twice about it. But here in America, fag never means cigarette. It's only used as a really offensive slur against gay people. And to be fair, even back in England, when it's not used in the context of smoking, it can carry that same insulting meaning.
Luckily, in Australia, our slang for cigarette is durry. So we don't use the F word. So we're pretty good there. We're all right.
It's not used in the context of smoking, it can carry that same insulting meaning. So while it's casual slang for a cigarette in the UK, in the US, it's a word you absolutely should not use ever. So yeah, this one is one of those words where the cultural difference really matters, or you could accidentally really offend and hurt somebody. The reason we use it for cigarettes back in England, if you don't know, actually comes from the old slang fag end, which meant the last stub or leftover of something, like the end of a cigarette. Over time, that just got shortened to fag, and it was completely harmless. But yes, don't use that one for a cigarette here. So those are the 5 main words I've learned so far after a year in America. I'm sure there are more I still haven't come across. So if you know any, let me know in the comments. I would love to learn them before I embarrass myself again. Now, words can differ state to state in the US. When I asked my friend out here about the word homely, she just laughed at me and said it can mean both, so don't worry. But then the comments here on my channel suggest otherwise. So it's better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. There are a lot of other words like pants for trousers, trash for rubbish, truck for lorry, candy for sweets, but they're not too bad. And actually, you just naturally pick those up when you're here. And back in England, we hear these words on TV all the time, so we get it. But the ones I mentioned aren't commonly known. They weren't to me anyway, or to my family. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you've enjoyed this and you want to see more about what life's been like since moving from England to America, check out my playlist. It's full of the highlights of our move, the places we've explored as a family, and the lessons we've picked up along the way.
So some of them we know. Homely, I didn't know. I just thought homely meant you had a nice home. You know, it was comfortable, it was cozy. You kept it nice, you know. It was pretty. But no, it means completely homey. I don't know. That doesn't sound right when I say it. My accent, I don't know if it's my accent or what, but it doesn't sound right. Homely is something we would use in Australia. You know, you have a very nice home. It's very homely. Biscuits, we already know. We've already been through that. And rubber, we know personally. We've had that conversation with chat in a live stream. So some of them we do. Obviously, the last one for cigarette as well. You know, we don't say that. We say durry in Australia, so it's all good. But that was good. That was interesting. Let me know if you knew those. Obviously, if you're in America, you would. But that was a very interesting video. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you stay safe, and I will definitely see you in the next reaction video.
Oh, you're still here? You want more content? Why don't you check out my Patreon down here? You'll get plenty more content and some exclusive videos over there too. If not, why not check out this one over here?